Are you ready?
I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready whenever. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna share my screen. Let me know when you see it.
I see it.
Okie doke.
It would have been
Uh,
so awesome if you would had Chase Parks up there.
oh well, next time.
uh,
I choose this image to basically represent the source and the soul splitting out of it.
beautiful.
That's how I kind of imagine it.
That's the way I imagine the higher self and each individual incarnation myself.
Mhm. Yeah. So there was a source at the beginning, very, very beginning. Then there was the first split, and then from there, even more and more and more soul fragments went to experience different lives on different times. Um, and usually I start with checking how the client is calibrating on the map of consciousness.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't know if you're familiar with David
Yep, I am.
work. Fantastic. For past 7 days, you've been on average calibrating the level of love. So quite high here. And yesterday, today, perhaps apart from this moment when you acted like a jerk, you were calibrating at the level of joy.
Yeah, I feel that. I totally, I feel that for sure.
Fantastic. I'm really, really glad to hear. So what I did next, I checked your soul color. So when you split from the source, what's the essence of your soul that you came into this lifetime? And it is a
Mm.
green ray, which is basically healing and support of others. Um, the green souls give to humanity is to bring healing and nurturing to others and to facilitate the growth. And that's what you're basically doing with your work right now, right?
Yep, yep.
Many of them choose to become stewards of the planet, flora, and fauna. Um, but there is a shadow as well. Uh, you can become a doormat being misused and abused by selfish individuals. So that's what the green soul race needs to be aware of. Um, but I think you pass this threshold already,
I
if
think
that's
I
ever
have.
the case. Does that resonate with you,
It
whatever
does
you read?
resonate. Yeah, it does resonate because I think one of the things that really helped me was watching my mom, who was probably also very similar to me, and I watch her
Mhm.
uh, be misused and abused by selfish individuals, and I was like, that shit ain't gonna happen to me, and so I almost put up like I almost put up this thing where the second I feel like if I'm around somebody and then I leave them and I have less energy than I had before I met them, if I notice that they're draining my energy, dude, I'm out. I'm
Mhm.
done. I don't have time for them.
We're
So
not doing it again.
I'm not
Mhm.
doing it again. I'm only around people that where my energy stays the same or raises.
Fantastic. Awesome. Awesome. Um, what I have next here is that they often incarnate into families with lack of love and emotional nurturance, which gives them a sense of grief and sadness because they are missing the love they are used to from where they come from. And their work on earth is to heal the heart and return to feeling safe in giving and receiving unconditional love. The love they were looking for outside of themselves was inside their heart all along. Further down, I say here that this ray is connected to our heart chakra, and that's where all the love um, is involved. So it's all about the love, care, service, nurturing, self-acceptance, and abundance as well.
Mhm.
And they are here to restore balance and harmony in relationships situations and places. They struggle to be in messy places and in conflicted situations. Does that resonate?
I wonder what messy places means, and in conflicting.
Messy places, as in physically messy place. Can you have your
Oh yeah, I'm not a fan.
Hmm,
Yeah, I mean,
the
I'm not.
order needs to be there.
Yeah, I will let myself get a little just a little messy, but then I have to bring it back into check. Yeah, I have a, I have a very low tolerance for conflict because it's yeah. Like if I'm around any situation where there's conflict, I'm like, dude, I don't need this shit. Like, I just won't go there because I don't that doesn't resonate with me anymore.
That's right. That's right. Fantastic. And also, the archangel is aligned to the scholar ray, and they often become healers of humans or animals. What you do that, or offer some practical and useful services to others. They tend to have green thumbs, as in nature is their favorite place to be. Keywords are conditional love, healing, care, service to others, generosity, balance, and harmony.
Yeah, that resonates.
Fantastic. Next, I'll check your aura color, which changes throughout the experiences of life. It's depending on our mood as well. So it's not like a soul color that will stay with you
Mm-hmm.
for the rest of your life. And at the moment, it is magenta.
Magenta.
Mhm. Um, people with people whose aura is magenta, they're incorporate. I mean, the magenta incorporate a proficient understanding, sorry, of the physical world, which is indicated, or red is indicated of physical world,
Mm-hmm.
with a high capacity for intuitive thinking, which is indigo.
Yep.
Above all, magenta auras are creative in whatever they do. They're flexible in their thinking and good at going with their gut while staying grounded in the now. Excuse
Bullseye.
me. And especially if this applies to you right now, you might be going through whatever you're going through in your life, and you were talking about not doing the videos. Perhaps this is it, like you need the break. Something is cooking
Yeah.
right now, and just stay creative in whatever way.
Yep.
Perhaps write more.
Yep. Yep.
And there's a source and more, there will be link to it here if you would like to get more information.
Okay.
There's another source. Those who have magenta in their aura are fair in their excuse me.
It's
I
cool.
don't know what's going on. In their spiritual development. Many healers also have magenta in their aura. So this is also indicative of your healing abilities. So I sense most of the, like there is a big chunk, because there could be multiple colors in your aura. However, at the moment is like, this is it. Magenta is very powerful and took over. And I sense that magenta would be prominent in your aura anyway throughout your life. Positive aspects of magenta aura is love and strong willingness to help, the ability to integrate spiritual into daily life. And that's what you do through your videos, so much so.
I think that's actually what I have mastered, the ability to integrate spiritual into daily life. I
Mm,
think I do that. I think I live what I say, and yeah, I
very good.
yeah.
And so now you have even confirmation on paper or in text. The negative aspect is if it's too cloudy or milky, sacrifice or difficulty integrating the spiritual into daily life. But that doesn't apply to you. It's just the info I put just in case.
Yeah.
I mean, we just established it doesn't apply to you. So the next thing that I checked for is the percentage of your alignment with your highest human potential in this lifetime. And it
Wow.
is 94%, whooping 94%. That's the highest I ever got so far.
Wow.
So
Wow.
respect.
Thank you. I feel like I'm on my path and everything feels easy, and
Yeah.
it's nice to see that 94%. That's cool. I'm actually
Perfect.
cool with that. I don't even need to go any higher than that, man. I'm just like, that's good, man. That's a solid A. You know,
It is solid. It is so solid. Exactly. So that just shows that you definitely on your soul's mission, spot on there. And whatever else you're doing in your life, that's 90%, 94% of your highest
I'm
potential. So
stoked with that. That's almost like Hall of Fame kind of. I want to be on my Oversouls Hall of Fame team.
you well there, you well there. But if you would like to get it a little bit higher,
Let's see.
when I asked to which chakra you're supposed to focus on to basically bring it even higher, is the 12th chakra, the universal chakra, which stands basically to, it stands for, I don't know why I wrote it like that. I think it's from the website. So it allows you to stretch beyond your common sphere of understanding and becoming united with all that is. So that just brings to mind the law of one. Basically, the universal consciousness reach the total enlightenment, sorry, and commune with the divine. So it's really, really like basically that's where you're heading. And if you want to get there, that's what you would like need to work on, this 12th chakra. There's a little bit more information here. 3
How do you work on
sources.
your 12th chakra?
So that's what it is. I basically give you here 3 sources because they have different perspectives. This is more the first one that I read. It's more from the New Age perspective. The second one, which are used to prepare the time bath all chakras below. This is someone who channeled, I think, this information. And then he's just talking a little bit more about it and what that chakra does and so on. And the last one is from like a yogi perspective. So whatever will resonate more with you. Usually, just in general, when you work with chakras, you can basically start from meditating on them and see what comes up when you focus. There are guided meditations as well, even on YouTube. And when I did a quick search, there is something in regards to the 12th chakra as well. And even one of those websites might have a link to that meditation, maybe even the second one. So yeah, if you called to work with it, there are a few resources that you might find more.
It's funny because the work that I do, you would just assume that I have more visual, more auditorial communication with multidimensional beings. You would just think that because I'm clearly working with multidimensional beings every day, all the time, and yet I'm like completely cut off from it. Sometimes I feel like they're like laughing at me because I'm just doing this with this complete knowing without any communication. You know what I mean? Like, you know, because I give sessions to people all the time that see and that hear, and I don't do any of that. Like if a ship or if like an orb came in my office right now and just communicated with me, there's no faith. Like what do you mean there's no faith? It just I had an orb come in my office and
You see it with
talk to
your
me.
eyes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's almost like I was like, let's make this more challenging. Don't ever talk to me and don't ever show me. Let me do this on my own. Maybe that's just my own interpretation, but yeah, no, that's
That's
cool.
what I was going to say. It seems like you don't need it because your faith is so strong. You just know
Yeah.
and you following it. So you don't need to see it. You don't need to hear it. And
I'm kind of full of shit there because, like, I don't know what would happen if I went like 1 second not feeling these frequencies because that is my knowing. And then when a client lays down and I immediately see like their eyes start to flicker, so I do see a lot on that level. So I don't want to act like I'm like totally without proof, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm,
I've never
mhm.
had like a sphere. Like my kids have all seen spheres that used to follow us around and talk to them. And me and my wife were like, we don't see them. Like, where are they? And they're like, they're right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. Look, look, look. And we're like, I don't fucking see them, man. Where are they? So,
I
so,
see.
but yeah. So I don't know. You can't have everything, man. I just take what I have and run with it.
I think that so they talking to you through those thoughts that they're putting into your mind. That's one thing. And how about the frequencies that you feel, right? Do you feel them all the time? Like
All the
they
time.
on?
They're
Okay,
never off. Yeah.
okay. I just want to say that I have moments when they're like switched off, and then let's say when my cat comes over for cuddles,
Uh-huh.
they just suddenly start pulsating. They're like
No.
now switching them on, and they're like on,
Yeah.
I don't know, on steroids.
Well, I'm glad that that does not happen to me because I might freak out.
I see. Okay, interesting, interesting. You see?
It's like a
So
pacifier for me down here. You know what I mean? Like
uh-huh.
I as long as I feel
I'm
these,
connected.
yeah, as long as I feel these, there is nothing, there is no challenge that could come into my life that would be overwhelming because I immediately am able to see the bigger picture and how meaningless or irrelevant this huge challenge is. But if I went like this and I didn't feel anything, dude, I'm like, oh shit, was this real? Was I making all this up? Man, was this?
Mm.
So, yeah.
Next thing that I checked is your karmic connections.
Hmm.
So basically, how much of personal karma you took up to work on in this life.
Hmm.
And at the birth, it was like 73% to resolve in this lifetime.
Hmm.
And at this stage, you did it. It's all resolved.
Dude, I feel like I don't have any karma. That really resonates with me. I
Fantastic.
when people tell me I'm working on my karma shit, I'm like, no, dude, I'm done. I am paid in full and and, and I will no longer take out any karma credit cards because there's no more debt, dude.
However,
Okay,
however,
hit me.
that was personal karma. But
Okay.
you also decided to work on ancestral karma.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And at birth, there was 64% of it.
Mm-hmm.
And you have still 12
12.
left
That's
to work
good.
through.
Okay.
Not that much.
I'm cool with
Um, and when I checked, it seems this karma comes from your father's lineage, and they seem to be self-destructive patterns
Huh.
that you working on actively to basically resolve for the whole
Yeah,
uh, family lineage.
for the whole lineage, yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I don't know
Interesting.
if that, yeah, maybe something to contemplate on.
That's weird because I would immediately go to my mom's side. Like when I look back on my dad's side, I don't instantly see it. And if I go to my mom's side, dude, I instantly 1000% see it.
And however, maybe the mom was, I didn't check if all the 64 was relating to the father's lineage. So could be that whatever was that you had to work with mom's karma,
Yeah.
you already did. And whatever is left is this.
Huh. Interesting.
Next, I looked, I asked for your spiritual guides. And the lifelong spiritual guide is Archangel Azrael.
Azrael, the
Have
angel.
you?
I've never even like heard of Azrael. Thanks, bro, for not like talking to me.
Helping you out, talking to you. The
Never heard
angel
of
of death. He's the angel of death. He's lesser known, so not surprised you haven't heard of him. And yet very powerful. He is compared to commonly known archangels like Michael, Uriel, and Gabriel. The name Azrael is in Hebrew literally means help of God or whom God helps, depending on the translation. But he's less known because he doesn't commonly work with humanity through the course of day-to-day life. Azrael is the angel of death, and his primary focus is spiritual counseling in times of grief. You should not be afraid to reach out to Azrael when you need his guidance, and he can help you get through some of the most difficult times in your life. And when it comes to grief, it doesn't have to be grief in regards to losing people or pets. It could be even when it comes to lost dreams or this type of situations that you're grieving, basically something you lost and or yeah, you realize you will never have. And he can help, I guess, you being a healer. I think there is a connotation in that as well. You helping people perhaps to.
I am sure he is. I can think of several times in my life where I'm sure he was holding my hand, getting me through some crazy moments.
Now you know who was
Yes.
holding your hand. And that was this is your lifelong spirit guide that show up to me.
The angel
And
of
then
death. What does that mean? I wonder.
angel of death, so he's basically literally helping souls to transition to the
Oh,
higher
wow.
realms,
Wow.
as well as counseling those in grief that are still here and grieving either those people or situations, dreams, and so on and so forth. There's a little bit more about him here as well. There's one more temporary current spiritual guide, and this is Archangel Joviel. She's also known as angel of illumination and wisdom, and is believed to have feminine traits and to be one of the most beautiful archangels in the Christian, Jewish, and Islamic traditions. She helps us to find our higher path in life by providing guidance, clarity, and understanding. And I think it's still tying into your magenta aura at the moment, as well as where you're at and you kind of thinking what else. So maybe the clarity is on the way. She's helping you to basically get there. Yes, she's a beautiful being of light and love, which radiates beauty, peace, and joy. She brings healing, enlightenment, knowledge, and spiritual wisdom to those who seek her guidance. Her energy helps us to find answers to our questions, clarity in times of confusion, courage and challenging situations, courage under challenging situations, and direction for our lives. And there's more info and the source of this information here. And I believe in this article, they also talk about how to invoke her to basically seek her guidance.
She's been very
And
busy in my life, dude.
there you go.
For sure.
So there's a little bit more that her name translates to beauty of God, reflecting the angel's divine connection to the aesthetic and intellectual aspects of existence as well. I'm gonna stop sharing now,
Okay.
and talk a little bit more about other stuff. Oh, also, I check your soul origins. So the first split from the source.
Yep.
And it leads me to Asian dragons.
Asian dragons or
Ancient.
ancient dragons. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm. They are basically they're so ancient that they were creating the universes.
Wow.
So I also link to it before I send the PDF your way. I will link to another source that might be useful if you would like to
Okay. Yeah, I'm fascinated with that.
go into more. Maybe she will resonate with you. Okay, and that leads us to your past lives on
Okay.
Earth
Okay.
first. So when I checked, it seems you had 68 reincarnations before this lifetime on Earth already. 35 of them were in the male body, and 33 times you chose to be a female.
Dude, that makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense because I
Awesome.
feel so comfortable playing this game on Earth. Like I feel completely comfortable. And I do feel like this perfect blend of male and female. Like,
Energies.
yeah, and actually, what was it, 35 and 33?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, dude, I really resonate with that.
Fantastic. So I usually check the first reincarnation on Earth, where
Hmm.
it was, and then the one just before this
Yeah,
reincarnation.
yeah.
So the first one was in ancient Greece,
Mm,
and you then were a male. You chose to experience in male body.
hmm.
That was the first time when you experienced basically duality on our plane. And you chose to experience the archetype of a rebel.
Of a rebel?
A rebel, yes, also
Yeah.
called a revolutionary or wild man, the misfit.
Yeah, that makes sense. That feels right, dude.
So the motto of this archetype is basically rules are made to be broken.
Yeah.
The core desire is revenge or revolution. And the goal is to overturn what isn't working.
Oh my God. I couldn't possibly. That's me 1000%. Yeah. To this
So,
day, on my 68th incarnation, I'm still doing the same thing, man.
because what we do, right, when we reincarnate, our soul is gaining the experience. So whatever talents, that's how the karma also
Yep.
is happening.
Yep.
We record these experiences. So the talents, whatever you learned, is also being recorded, and you
Yep.
have this trace, and you can use it in the next lifetime.
Yep.
And to be aware of it, you seem to be to some extent, can help us immensely
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
So they overturn what isn't working through destruction and disruption
Yeah.
or shock.
Yeah.
However, the weaknesses are that is this archetype can cross over to the dark side. There
I'm sure
could
I
be some
have.
crime.
Yeah.
And the greatest fear of this archetype is powerlessness and ineffectiveness, basically.
The greatest fear is powerlessness.
to be powerless or ineffective.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of makes me want to make a video. No, I'm kidding.
You might get a lot of inspiration right now from that. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
So, the reincarnation just before
Yeah, I
the
want
one we have
to.
right
Yeah,
now.
what's this one?
This happened in medieval era in 13th century, so it's in 1200s AD,
Mm-hmm.
and you chose a female body this time,
Mm-hmm.
and you reincarnated in South Asia and exactly in Singapore city, which back then was called Temasek.
Temasek? What's it called?
Temasek, yes.
Spell it.
Temasek. You, at that time, you chose to experience the archetype of a lover, sometimes also called friend, enthusiast, team builder, sorry. But the experiences were, I basically wrote here in the fourth astro house. But what I mean by that is the fourth astro house is the topics of home, roots, family, self-care, emotions, foundations, mother, children, woman, and femininity. And in your case, you were looking after the household as well as children of your brother and sister,
Mm-hmm.
and looking after your mother. You were single, fully devoted to your family, but it was happy and fulfilling life for you.
Hmm. Did I have children?
No,
Okay.
no, you were actually looking after the children of your siblings.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
And now we kind of going to, because what I did next is I checked you, because one of your, I believe that was a Saturn alignment to, I'm going to go into a deeper later on, but that suggested you were also reincarnated during the Atlantis time.
That makes sense.
So you did. However, at this time, it wasn't really relevant for me to go deeper into this Akashic records. So that's the information I have. That if you ever wondered if you were reincarnated in Atlantis, you did.
Okay. Yeah. No, that feels right. Yeah. I also believe that that like when I transition out of this life, I honestly believe that I could go back to the 1300s or back to like I don't believe that we're experiencing this.
That's what happened. That's what
Yeah.
actually happened. Because I was going to explain that now. Because then when I checked, the next reincarnation that they want me to talk about to you was in early modern era, in like 17th century. So you reincarnated first in ancient Greece, then in the 13th century. Then you went back, or actually not back, but in the future to the 17th century at some point, and so on. So that's fascinating.
Yeah, I totally 100%. Even though I can't consciously like understand it, I know that that's the way we do it. It's like there is no like next.
No, there is no linear time as we have on Earth.
Yeah.
Exactly. So in our understanding, we can pinpoint it in our timeline. However, yeah, when we go back there, it's like you can time travel,
Did you get
basically.
any information about me in Atlantis?
No,
Okay.
No,
Okay.
because it was like kind of, it's not relevant right now. Let's
Okay.
move on to the next one. And the next one was that early modern era, 17th century. And here, oh, I didn't check for the place. However, yeah, I did, sorry. You chose to be a male and you chose to experience the explorer, seeker, wanderer archetype. So that's when you practiced your autonomy, ambition, and being true to your soul.
Nice.
That's
Is
the
that the kind of
lifetime.
mission I'm on now, actually?
When I checked, currently I have the magician, visionary,
Oh.
catalyst, inventor,
Well, that
charismatic leader, shaman, healer.
yeah,
That's
that
what.
actually fits better. Yeah. That's yeah. That's pretty on point. Yeah. Yeah. I like that.
But you resonate with all these because you actually lived through those lives.
I
So
that
you did gain
yeah,
the
that makes sense
experience.
because I do feel like ever since I got reconnected, I feel much wiser than I should be. And I feel like it's because that veil between me and my oversoul's other lives is getting thinner and thinner. And
Mhm.
so I really feel like I can relate to anything. Um,
Yeah, you're tapping to this information from those lifetimes,
yeah, yeah.
wherever necessary. That's wow, so fascinating. All right, so your motto at that time was "Don't fence me in." And this core desire was the freedom to find out who you are through exploring the world. You experienced authentic and fulfilling life through journeys around the world, basically. You visited every continent. You did not have any close companions in this lifetime. Basically, your biggest fear of getting trapped, conformity, and fear of inner emptiness kept you going as a solo traveler.
Hmm.
And I believe, I didn't write it down, but I believe you were born in China.
Mm.
So you were a Chinese
Yeah,
man, solo traveler,
yeah. Interesting.
every country. Again, happy, authentic, true to your soul life.
Yeah. It seems to come real easy for me. Like,
Mm.
like the idea of not being myself seems hard and heavy and
Impossible to do right
impossible.
now.
Yeah, it's impossible. I mean, I can't imagine bending to fit into something I'm not. Like, I
Mhm.
can't even, like, that seems like the biggest waste of time ever to wear a mask to make somebody else feel comfortable or something. Yeah.
Time and energy, so much energy, is so expensive like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I like myself better now. No, I'm kidding.
Great, fantastic. But next one, we have modern era, 19th century, so 1800s.
Mm-hmm.
And you were born in Canada as a female. And this time as well, it was the explorer archetype. And in this lifetime, you also traveled around the world and you visited every continent.
Wow.
But this time around, during your trip to New Zealand, you fell in love and married a New Zealand man. And since then, you were traveling together. You did not have kids, but you kept traveling together and discovering who you were. And in your 60s, you settled back in Canada, again, fulfilling happy life and marriage. I also have few notes about the current magician, visionary, catalyst full line. So the motto is
This life.
this life, yes, the
Yeah.
current one. The motto is to make things happen for the visionaries and magicians. Goal is to make dreams come true through developing a vision and living by it. I think you already said it all in this call. And your core desire seems to be understanding the fundamental laws of the universe. And the talent is finding win-win solutions. However, your greatest fear might be unintended negative consequences. And weakness here I have also, just to be mindful, it's becoming manipulative.
Becoming manipulated, huh?
All right, so that's all for the earthly life. That's what they basically want me to share with you. But there is more. So I'm going back to share my screen.
Okay.
This is your galactic alignments chart. Basically, based on your data, you gave me the birth time and place information.
Mm-hmm.
We can establish where the planets were at the time in zodiac signs. There are the houses. I'm not gonna go much deeper into it. Anyhow,
Why is there two? Why is Capricorn so thick with the information?
because that's where you have the alignments of many other constellations in stars.
Okay. The only reason I say that is because my dad, my wife, my daughters are all Capricorn.
They have Sun in Capricorn, correct?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. You have actually Moon in Capricorn as well as your AC, so is your ascendant sign.
Wow.
So it's interesting that people sometimes would have this similarities. Sometimes partners would have the north and south nodes in the same placement or the opposite to kind of how you say it, not implement, but
I don't know.
the opposites attract in order
Oh,
to
oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, I got you.
fill it in,
Yes.
the gaps, more or less. What I want to say is that looking at the alignments and what type of the alignments you have in your astrological chart, we can tell basically when you are reincarnating, basically.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Or yeah, what connections to which star systems you have. And that's basically all the alignments meant that you have some connection or some energies are helping you or in certain, but depending on the house placement and what planet it is and so on and so forth. So the most recent reincarnation before coming to Earth was in Fomalhaut star system.
Mm-hmm.
And then in your case, the first in our galaxy was here, Pegasus constellation. And I have a little bit more information. Oh, here's the astral house chart, so that you're gonna get as well. Also, if you would ever want to read a little bit more into your galactic charts, I have a small tutorial or handout, what is what and how to read it. and what a conjunct alignment mean, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
But in your case, the first time when you reincarnated in our galaxy was in the Pegasus constellation in star system Shet, I believe it's pronounced, also called Beta Pegasi. Beta Pegasi is a physical world and it's still in existence today. It is a water planet with no dry land, and it is currently in the 9th dimension. Pegasians do not look humanoid at all. They are cobalt blue in color and look as an octopus and mermaid hybrid.
Wow.
However, that's according to someone who actually channeled this information. And I have source and more information from that person here when you click on the link. However, they can change their bodies and much of their environment at will. Pegasians have had a traumatic past, but the beings that call this world home are actively healing from it. This trauma was so deep that astrologers know that when this fixed star shows up, it can foretell danger, extreme losses, and
Damn.
natural disasters on Earth.
Damn,
However,
that sounds like a pretty intense place to live.
it is pretty intense. However, it also signifies tremendous creative talent and intelligence in those who have it in their birth chart.
I just got this vision of somebody on another planet in another existence getting their chart read, and they go, "You read Earth," and they're like, "Holy shit, dude. That sounds crazy on that planet."
Why would I go there?
That shit's crazy, man. You better have some huevos stewed to go to that place. Holy crap.
Could be. May will, yes. That's so funny. These souls often excel at being resilient, creative, belonging to a group, being centered, and accepting the things they cannot change. So this basically what you went there to learn from, as well as they masters of energy field and transforming their vibrations and so on and so forth.
No wonder Earth is no big deal for me, because I went through that.
Yeah, that's where you trained.
That's where I
First,
trained to go to
galaxy.
Earth. Totally. Oh.
The resiliency comes from years of wars and their planet in the past, on their planet in the past, although they are currently at the time of peace. So yeah, that's what I want to say is whatever the trauma was so installed in a collective, even if you weren't there at the time of the wars happening, you might still be healing the trauma even in this lifetime to some degree from that. And I think you do. And being so faithful right now with all whatever is happening around us and calling people to kind of lean into it as well, that's healing the trauma basically from the wars and all this dark stuff. So Pegasians are extremely creative in both the artistic and manifesting senses. If they can think it, they can make it happen immediately. The arts and sciences are of primary importance in their society. So now this is just a tiny excerpt from wherever. I highly invite you to go and read more about
Check it out. I will check it
and
out.
see how much resonates. After Pegasus, you also reincarnated. So that was 16 lifetimes you spent there.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay.
The next stop was Canis Minor constellation, the star Procyon. And the star is also called a little dog star. It is binary star system. And Procyon at some point has become less balanced in spirituality and more focused on just advancing their technology. Therefore, some souls incarnated there within this star system because they wanted to help the collective become more integrated in spirituality again. And you did just that. You went there to be a spiritual teacher and guide, reintroducing esoteric concepts back into their environment. And this lasted 28 lifetimes.
Wow.
Next one, I didn't look into that deep, but you also had a reincarnation in Altar star system in Aquila constellation. And then we come to to Sun alignment, which is with Fomalhaut. So that's the last one before coming to Earth. And the star systems aligned with your sun will tell you about your more recent galactic soul connections. Most likely, it is a star nation that you can easily identify with or resonate with a lot when you learn about them. And the star nation's energy and consciousness offer a positive influence, guidance, support to help you mature into a wise, strong adult, mastering your human experience. Sun-aligned star systems are meant to influence your higher self-guidance, the wise voice inside you, the adult in your that is responsible and centered in your highest truth. And fixed star Fomalhaut is associated with Archangel Gabriel, known as the Watcher of Souls. Is believed to be prominent during birth of Jesus, the star itself. It is believed that Jesus' Immaculate Conception was influenced by Archangel Gabriel. More historical information about this star can be found here. And Gabriel is the archangel of communication, new beginnings, and strength. So far, the clients who did have conjunct alignment, and that's what you have, to this star, are felt a strong connection to teachings of Christ and felt affinity to praying to Jesus since childhood. I don't know if that resonates. Was that
Well, Christ was a master. Awesome dude. But I don't think I didn't pray to him. But I'm a big fan. I'm not a fan of his fan club, but I'm a fan of him.
I know what you mean, exactly. Because Christ consciousness is totally different from the fan club.
Totally.
Mm-hmm. So they seem to be sensitive souls yearning for unity with God, nature, and harmony for all. Compassionate souls who can feel the suffering of others and who pray for the well-being of others. This starseed's theme seems to be experience of suffering and shifting from victimhood through discernment and discovering the strength within.
Amen to that.
That's one thing, but another thing, what is coming up now, the lifetime in Singapore. What I wanted to say, that's where you were, because this is coming up next. In their past lives on Earth, they would experience either being victims or saving victims to the point of their own exhaustion. And that's what was happening. You were so devoted to this family that you sometimes overlooked your own self-care and go to the point of exhaustion and so forth. So that's what you were learning and working out in that lifetime.
It sounds like my mom took on that same existence to help me heal that.
may well be. We quite often, if not always, reincarnate with the soul group, that we just change the roles,
Yeah. Yeah.
basically.
I
I
think,
mean, you made a video about that, right? With your daughters, I think, as
oh
well.
yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah. So now they are ready to balance that out by using their energy more effectively and learning to communicate. And that's what you said, you overcome basically now in this lifetime, their feelings with grace. In this lifetime, they are guided to embody sovereign, strong energy that is inspiring victims to become empowered. That's, I also feel and see and think it's coming through your videos to some extent, as I
Yeah.
said.
That is my goal, uh is to do exactly that, to empower people to let go of that victimhood mentality and, remind
How
them they're
magnificent they
badasses.
are.
Yeah.
Mhm. And when they speak, it does not feel like preaching. There is compassion and grace in their words that is inspirational, and a sense of humor.
Yeah. I think that might be on point. Yeah, that feels right. I
Awesome.
hate I hate preaching. And I'm in a weird space now because like when I say I don't know anything, I mean what I mean is like, they used to say, all the ancient gurus, when they would say, all I know is that I know nothing. I think I understand that now. And it's literally the most freeing feeling to know nothing. You're valuing every perspective. And so I can say, oh, I know what's happening here. But from this perspective, it's different. And from that perspective, it's different. And so when you see that everybody's perspective is different, but it's true for them, then you start putting less emphasis on your perspective because you just know it's your perspective. And
I think it also, what comes to me right now is the fact when what you said, I don't know, even the spiritual, not the spiritual, but the gurus were saying that I don't know, no, I know that I don't know anything,
yes, yes,
is basically removing or dissolving the limiting beliefs
yes,
that were put you in a box. That's what I believe in, and that's what I know.
yeah,
And now you're opening it up because you know there's much more to know, and you don't know anything, meaning you can't know everything.
yeah. I
And
just have, I just feel zero need to debate or to prove anything to anybody on any level. And I don't know, it's just super freeing. It's just like super, super freeing. Like, I don't think I've ever felt freer in my life than I feel now.
so happy to hear that. So that's all the informations basically I prepared for you today.
Okay.
But here, scrolling down, that as I said, there are more information how to read this chart,
Okay.
and I'll be sending it over to you after our
Awesome.
session
That was
when
that
I
was
update those few things.
Oh, dude, that was amazing. I love that. Absolutely love that. Like that resonated on a deep level.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad
Yeah.
to
And
hear that.
like things like I've been here 68 times, 35 male, 33 female, dude, that is like that just,
Ring
I
the
say
bell.
I own my beliefs, but like that really just only reaffirmed my owning of what I feel. That was beautiful.
It's been an honor for me to be
Oh.
able to hear your history as well.
No, that was awesome. I thoroughly am so grateful that because that's a lot of time. This isn't like Like
Yeah.
the work I do, dude, there's no prep. I don't have to prep, you know. Like, I just be present and do my thing. I really appreciate all the work that you did in putting that together, man.
You're very welcome.
Yeah.
You're very welcome.
And thank you so much.
Have a good one. Thank
Okay.
you.
You too.